Okay, I'd like to bring the election board meeting to order. Pledge allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, be seated, please. Okay, thanks, Frank. Again, this is just the meeting of the Board of Elections. Is there any public input on agenda items? And I don't know if we have any agenda items, so I guess there isn't. I need a motion to approve and dispense with the reading of the minutes from the February 2nd, 2016 election board meeting.
So moved.
Second.
On the question, all in favor? Say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, motion carries. Is there any old business? No. New business. I have two things. First, I'd like to thank Alicia and her crew for the primary elections. Ran very smoothly. I think they did an outstanding job. I was here the night all the ballots were brought in, machines were brought in, and stayed almost through the night. And they really have a well-organized organization and machine here. That the way they do things, that's the first time I was ever involved with it. I just want to thank Alicia and her staff for running that primary election so smoothly, and hopefully in November we'll continue, because I think November will be a big turnout. We'll be prepared and continue to do that again in November. Another thing I'd like to bring up, which has come to our attention in the past, yesterday and today, 2 days, is the payment for our workers, our poll workers during the primary election. And what has happened in the past, I guess in the past few years, the pay what was included in the pay was a $10 miscellaneous expense. And for some reason, this primary election, that $10 was not included. What we're going to do during the regular meeting today is I will make a motion to just make the poll workers' regular pay increase $10 from $100 to $110, which would eliminate this miscellaneous expense problem, and we're going to just drop the miscellaneous expense. And since the poll workers were paid the $110 plus the $7 for meal fee during the past couple years, we're just going to continue that with a motion. So we're going to eliminate the $10 miscellaneous expense. We're going to just add $10 to their regular pay, and that way we don't have any problems going forward.
Mr. Shikatani.
Yes, Vin.
The $10 we imposed for them, it was for gas expense to go back and forth. That's what it was, the $10.
Okay, but what was
$7.50 was the mayor.
But what was happening was that everybody was getting that $10 expense included in it.
Everybody's go to work and everybody's travel with the car.
Okay, so then therefore we'll just include that $10 as regular part of their pay instead of using it as miscellaneous expense. That way we won't have a problem with it in the future. Okay? So that will be done during the regular meeting. We don't need to vote on that during the Board of Elections meeting. Any questions on that? Did I make myself clear? I hope so. Alicia, did I make myself clear?
Oh, yeah.
All right, thank you.
Commissioner,
Yes.
let me ask you a question. Just to clarify for the poll workers, that $110, what are we going to do about just this previous election?
Okay, what we're going to do this previous election is, if the other, the board commissioners agree, I'm going to have Alicia send out a letter explaining what we're doing about the motion we're going to pass, and we're going to include it, $10, check for $10 in for this election. Okay?
Yeah, for some reason it was dropped out unbeknownst to us until we
I
started
just
getting
wanted to
phone calls
clarify
from
for
people.
the press.
Well, that's what we'll be doing.
Yeah.
Any
Yeah.
questions on that, guys? We okay with that? Alicia, how many poll workers?
We have 550.
okay? And listen, this is something they've been getting anyway in the past years, so it isn't an addition to anything. It's just we're clarifying how it's going to be done. All right? Any public input? Anybody? Okay, then I will recess and turn the meeting over to Rick.
Thank you.
We didn't vote on it.
No, we don't.
We have to vote on it.
Oh, right, right,
Executive
okay,
nature, so
right.
we'll vote under new business in the new meeting. Okay. Call the public meeting to order. The first item, we have a proclamation presentation for the National Correctional Officers and Employees Week, which is May 1st through 7th. And we have a proclamation to give to those employees who are here. I understand we have a number of folks who have attended here today. I'll just read it off. It says, whereas in 1984, President Ronald Reagan signed Proclamation 5187, creating National Correctional Officers Week, which is recognized the first full week in May to honor the work of correctional officers and correctional personnel nationwide. And whereas in 1996, Congress officially changed the name of the week to National Correctional Officers and Employees Week. And whereas National Correctional Officers and Employees Week is an ideal time to recognize and celebrate correctional professionals for the devotion, bravery, and ongoing commitment to being the change that they would like to see in the world. Now, therefore, be it proclaimed on behalf of the citizens of Northumberland County, the Board of Commissioners is pleased to join with the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania in proclaiming the week of May 1st through 7th, 2016 as National Correctional Officers and Employees Week, and that's signed by each of the county commissioners. So if some of the folks that are here wouldn't mind coming up, we can present you with this. Okay. The next item of business is any citizen input on agenda items only. Seeing none. Mary Rose, if you want to take over from here.
A motion is needed to approve and dispense with the reading of the Commissioners' public meeting minutes on Tuesday, April 5th, 2016.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded on the question. All in favor state aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
A motion is needed to pay all county and liquid fuels payrolls as submitted by the Human Resource Office for payroll number 7 in the amount of $633,240.20 and payroll number 8 in the amount of $649,055.56.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded on the question. All in favor state aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
A motion is needed to pay all county and liquid fuel bills as submitted by the county controller in the amount of $425,15.13 from April 2nd, 2016 to April 29th, 2016.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
On the question. All in favor state aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Announcements. A work session will be held on Tuesday, May 17, 2016, beginning at 10 a.m. in the Commissioners' Conference Room. The next regular public meeting will be held on Tuesday, June 7, 2016, at 1 p.m. in the Public Meeting Room at the Administration Center at 399 Stadium Drive, Sunbury. The Courthouse Administration Center and related county facilities will be closed on Monday, May 30, 2016, in observance of the Memorial Day holiday. A motion is needed for the Commissioners to sign the State Tax Equalization Voucher Form from transfers of real estate tax for the month of March 2016 as submitted by the Assessment Office.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
On the question? All in favor, state aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
A motion is needed to approve the employee status sheet list of new hires, individuals no longer employed, promotions, demotions, and transfers.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
I'll make the second. On the question?
I have a couple of comments and concerns. I think we've talked about this in a few staff meetings. I mean, I'm not really sure what the purpose of having this on here is for a motion. If it's for public information, certainly the list isn't provided to the public. If it's because we have to take a vote on it, certainly the hire sheets have already been passed and circulated and people have been signed, and a lot of these people are already on payroll. My problem with it is, in other situations, if you go down, there are things I voted against, let's say a promotion or a pay raise. It wouldn't be consistent for me not to sign the sheet and then to pass the motion. So again, it doesn't allow for the public to comment because they don't have the list, and it doesn't allow for me to opt out of certain people that it would be inconsistent for me to vote for this when I didn't sign on the others or vote for the others.
And I think, Frank, this was sort of the system that was brought up, because technically there needs to be an approval or ratification, I guess, of, in particular, the hires, and I guess, a termination as well. What I'm wondering is if we could, maybe in the future, we'll put this one through as we normally do, but in the future, could we reword this to reflect that, well, one, have the list available so that if people want to see it, it can be here at the podium, but then also have the motion change to reflect that, any item for which on the sign-off sheet a particular commissioner would not have approved, that they will be deemed to have voted against or abstained from the vote on that, or something of that nature? Just so you're not creating a record looking like someone approved something that they don't approve of.
While the list of hires and fires is not attached to the agenda, it is a public document. Anybody could, of course, request it. It's simply a list of everybody that's coming on during since the last meeting. And I agree, we could word this such that people who are voting for, and we could actually get a list of, saying items 1 through 30 things. You can say, I passed these one, I approve as to these. We can withdraw certain numbers on the list to make it work.
I mean, my intention is not to call individuals out, but, I know I voted negatively for some of these promotions, hires, and raises, so I don't want to then vote inconsistently by approving them it's sort of an all or nothing proposition.
Understood. And at a minimum, I think it is confusing.
Right.
So, yeah.
Okay, well, we can, maybe for the future, we can change that for the, yeah. Okay.
Thank you.
So there's been a motion second. Any further comment on the question? Okay, all in favor state aye.
Aye.
Any opposed or
I'm
abstentions?
opposed.
Opposed, okay. Motion carries.
A motion is needed to authorize the leasing of a CopyStar copier for public safety from CSP Office Equipment at the cost of $88.13 per month for 60 months.
Okay, is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, made and seconded. On the question, all in favor state aye.
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 Any opposed? Motion carries.
A motion is needed to accept the resignation of Joseph Panzarella from the Northumberland County Authority Board effective June 1st, 2016.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Okay, is there a second?
Second.
On the question? Okay.
I'd like to just say something, Rick. Joe's not here, but I'd like to thank Joe. He's a friend of mine, and I wish he would have reconsidered, but I want to thank Joe, and the next motion also is for his resignation. He had other commitments that he said he didn't have time anymore, but I think Joe has been an integral part of the county for a while, especially dealing with finances, and I just wanted on the record that I hate to see him go, but I want to thank him for all his help with the county.
There's been a motion and a second. All in favor state aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
A motion is needed to accept the resignation of Joseph Panzarella from the Industrial Development Authority effective June 1st, 2016.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
On the question? All in favor, state aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
A motion is needed to appoint Tracy Nyhoff to a 3-year term on the Behavioral Health and Intellectual Developmental Services Advisory Board effective immediately.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
And second?
Second.
On the question? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
A motion is needed to accept the resignation of Cheryl Ann Morose from the Children and Youth Advisory Board effective immediately.
Is there a motion? Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
All right, made and seconded. On the question? All in favor, state aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
A motion is needed to appoint Mary Rose McCarthy, Mark Geeson, Kathy O'Grady, and Randy Buhner to the 3-year term on the Children and Youth Advisory Board.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. On the question? All in favor, state aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
A motion is needed to ratify the payment of $5,000 to Andrea Pencil to conduct a title search of the NHS Youth Services property.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
On the question? All in favor, state aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
A motion is needed authorizing the Planning and Economic Development Department to work in conjunction with the North Central Highway Safety Network Incorporated as a sponsor for the PennDOT District 3 South Community Traffic Safety Project and the DUI Enforcement Program grants.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. On the question, I understand there may be somebody here from, did you, I don't know if you wanted to
Yes, sir.
present anything? Yeah,
Bob
thank
Schick from Deputy Director of North Central. First of all, thank you. We'd like to thank you for sponsoring, sponsoring our grants. They are PennDOT related. We've had a presence in Northumberland County for community traffic safety for over 30 years. And this will be the 7th year that Northumberland has graciously sponsored our grants. We really appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you. Anything else on the question? Okay, motion's been made and seconded. All in favor, state aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
A motion is needed to ratify the delegation of signatories for the State Civil Services Commission for BHIDS.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
On the question? All in favor, state aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
A motion is needed to ratify the signing of the signatures cards for establishing a new account of debt service with F&B Bank.
I'll make the motion.
Okay. Motion-
Second.
On the question? All in favor, state aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
A motion is needed authorizing the chairman and the treasurer to sign the Emergency Management Performance Grant Annual Submission Form for the year 2016 as submitted by Public Safety.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
On the question? All in favor, state aye.
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 Any opposed? Motion carries.
A motion is needed authorizing the commissioners to sign the Pennsylvania Commission on Crime and Delinquency Grant and Aid for the PACT program in the amount of $19,993 for the project period of July 1st, 2016 to December 31st, 2016, as submitted by Juvenile Court.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
On the question? All in favor, state aye.
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 Any opposed? Motion carries.
Motion is needed to accept deed transferring ownership of the Northumberland County prison property, as well as all appurtenances therefore, and any fixtures or structures thereupon, for Northumberland County Authority, with the County of Northumberland also assuming any and all of the Northumberland County Authority's liabilities related to the prison property, excluding any debt that may have incurred by the authority and secured by the property that is not joint debt with the county.
Okay. Is there a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Okay. Is there a second?
Second.
Okay. On the question?
I'd like to just say something. I was at the meeting with the authority. I wanted to thank the authority for turning the proceeds over and the liability. Mr. Clausey was the chairman. We appreciate them working with us, and we hopefully continue to work in an open fashion and to get past this part of the project, and now we should be able to go forward with it. But I wanted to thank the authority for doing what they did. Thanks.
All right. Motion has been made and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. I'm sorry, yeah, this should be a roll call vote. Karen, if you could do the roll call.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, motion passes.
Motion is to accept the transfer of all insurance proceeds related to the Northumberland County Prison Fire in possession of Northumberland County Authority.
So moved.
Second.
On the question? Okay. Again, a roll call vote, please.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, motion passes.
Motion is needed to adopt the updated technology usage and security policy on behalf of the Department of Information Services.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
On the question? All in favor, state aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
A motion is needed to authorize permission to advertise for the following. Public hearing to be held June 1st, 2016 on the proposed Human Services Plan for fiscal years 2016-2017 for the Department of Public Welfare at 217 North Center Street, Sunbury, in Conference Room 2 from 5 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. Request for proposals for cleaning services for the Northumberland County Human Services Complex, Buildings A, B, and C, Administration Center, Courthouse, and Career Center.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, on the question? All in favor, state aye.
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 Any opposed? Motion carries.
A motion is needed to approve the following reports. Coal royalty report, 3 operators report collections of $8,820.03 for the month of February. Tax claims report a total of $472,972.17 was collected in taxes for the period of April 4, 2016 through May 1, 2016. Monthly fiscal status reports for March 2016 as submitted by the Weatherization Department, the Department of Energy reports, and the Low Income Home Energy Assistance Program crisis reports.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Motion made and second on the question. All in favor, state aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
A motion is needed to approve the proposal from BlackRock Environmental LLC for an environmental scan of the NHS property.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
On the question?
I think the public should know what it is and how much it costs.
Yeah, I think we, you had the exact amount, I don't.
Thir-
Yeah.
$3,500
Yeah. Which, that's customary, you're purchasing a commercial property, at least have a phase 1 done to make sure that there aren't any issues, environmental issues that we aren't aware of. So. Anything else on the question? Okay, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
A motion is needed authorizing travel requests and attendance at the following workshop seminars as in accordance with the county's personnel manual, travel and reimbursement policy.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
On the question? All in favor state aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
A motion is needed to approve the following honorary letters and proclamations. Wedding anniversary for Mr. and Mrs. Robert Signer Schmoken, 50th wedding anniversary, and Mrs. Lena Schleckler, Turbitville, 100th birthday. Proclamations, National Correctional Officers Employees Week, May 1st through 7th, 2016. Emergency Medical Services Week, May 15th through the 21st, 2016. Older Americans Month, May 2016. National Outstanding Eagle Scouts Award, Allie A. Alley, MD. James C. Blankenship, MD. Class of 2015 Eagle Scouts honorees, J. Scott Atherton and David Elmore. And Girl Scout Gold Awards, Jessica J. Henrick and Laura A. Kessler.
Okay, is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
On the question? All in favor state aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Okay, now we'll move on to the solicitor's report.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Solicitor's report number A, letter A, motion to adopt resolution number 40-16, agreement between the Northumberland County Commissioners on behalf of District Justice Mike Deal and Robert Ryder for the purpose of cleaning the District Justice's office located in Milton.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
On the question? All in favor state aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Motion to adopt resolution R41-16, agreement between the Northumberland County Commissioners on behalf of the Department of Public Safety and Northridge Environmental Group for the purpose of compliance with Section 209 of Act 165, the Hazardous Materials Emergency Response Act.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, on the question? All in favor state aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Motion to adopt Resolution R42-16, agreement between the Northumberland County Commissioners and CGI Communications Incorporated for the purpose of updating the county's website.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second?
On the question?
Is this the one where there's
Yeah.
no cost?
Yeah. It's basically, there's a series of videos that they can do for us that we can put out on our website that promote the county, explain, maybe give some of its history, highlight some of its businesses and attractions, and there is no cost to the county for doing that. They have sponsors who will be able to advertise on there, and that covers the cost of it. Oh, I'm sorry.
Did we vote on that?
Did we vote on that?
No.
No, I don't think, yeah. All in favor, state aye.
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 Any opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
Motion to adopt Resolution R43-16, a lease agreement between the Northumberland County Commissioners and Experience Works Incorporated for office space at the Northumberland County Career and Arts Center located at 2 East Arch Street, Shamokin.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second?
Okay, on the question, all in favor, state aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Motion to adopt Resolution R44-16, resolution of the Northumberland County Board of Commissioners for the approval of funding in the amount of $6,382 for the Mount Carmel Borough Lower Anthracite Transportation System, LATS.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second?
On the question, all in favor, state aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Motion to adopt Resolution R45-16, lease agreement between the Northumberland County Commissioners and Deborah Gemberling for leasing of a rental property located at 334A North 2nd Street, Sunbury.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Okay, on the question, all in favor, state aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Motion to adopt Resolution R46-16, lease agreement between the Northumberland County Commissioners and Mark Griswold for the leasing of a rental property located at 334B North 2nd Street, Sunbury.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second?
On the question, all in favor, state aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Motion to adopt Resolution R47-16, lease agreement between the Northumberland County Commissioners and Desiree Feast for leasing of a rental property located at 336B North 2nd Street.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second?
On the question, all in favor, state aye.
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 Any opposed? Motion carries.
Motion to adopt Resolution R48-16 as listed.
Okay, is there a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Okay, on the question, all in favor, state aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Motion to adopt Resolution R49-16, agreements, amendments, revisions, grants, leases, and reports between the Northumberland County Commissioners on behalf of the Human, Senior, and Social Services and the named service providers as listed, numbers 1 through 17. The above agreements, amendments, revisions, grants, leases, and reports are not with county employees, nor does their organizational contract list county employees as principals in their corporation or on their board of directors.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second?
On the question, all in favor, state aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Okay, is there any old business to be brought before the board?
No, Rick, I'm just looking back at this, if you don't mind here. The proclamations we did, I know all of them are important, but the two that I keep looking at, and I think I should say something. Number one, the wedding anniversary, 50-year wedding anniversary. I just, for Mr. and Mrs. Robert Ziegner, I just think 50 years being married in today's times is really an accomplishment, and I just want to, make that as a statement I'd like to make. I really think that's great. And the other one is for Lena from Tuberville, 100-year birthday. I think once you turn 50, that 100, you look at that 100 next. Who's going to make it? And anyone to be 100, that's just great. I just had to bring those two things out. I think those are really two great accomplishments.
Yep, agreed.
Whether I was supposed to or not, I didn't. So.
Okay. Any other old business? Any new business? Sam, I know you wanted to
Yeah.
address the $10 issue.
Yes, I thought the sheriff was going to be here. I just wanted to bring out some questions, of course, about the prison being moved up to Northwestern have been brought up, and I just wanted to bring out, as far as us doing our research before we purchased the property, one of the things that I did, and the commissioners did, was contact Sheriff Wolf, and I thought he was going to be here. Did he ever get here? No. The sheriff, back in March, we asked to do a analysis of what the cost would be for transportation from Northwestern, to the courthouse. This is without any type of holding cells or anything at that time. And I have handouts for the newspapers and the TV if any of you want it. The sheriff came up with a total cost per year of $258,672. Now, we rounded that out to be around $250,000. He has it broken down, hiring deputies at a certain cost, the actual gas cost and fuel cost and everything else. So as you get it, you can see this. But one thing I want to bring up is that if the commissioners eventually agree down the road to use the courthouse annex or some other building for holding cells, the sheriff and myself both agreed that this cost would be greatly reduced because, of course, they could bring them all down in the morning, keep them there, and won't have to take them back until the afternoon. So I just wanted to bring that point out. This was done and submitted to me back in March by the sheriff, and these are his figures, and then we sat down and talked with him and went over them, and I thought he would be here to answer any questions, but these are handouts that I can hand out after the meeting.
Okay. Thank you. And then the other item we wanted to address was the $10
Oh,
item from the...
yes, we
vote
forgot
from the-
about that. Frank, we need to make a motion for that, or adding the $10?
I guess it's a motion to add rather than have a miscellaneous fee of $10, it'll just be an additional $10
Right.
on the base pay.
So we would increase the poll workers' base pay to basically $110, and
First motion would be to eliminate the previously existing,
the $10 miscellaneous expense per year.
and then the second motion would be to increase across the board the
Poll workers'
poll workers.
pay to $110.
So I would make
Okay.
a motion.
Okay.
Okay,
So is there so that's your first motion. You've made the motion.
my
On
motion.
the first one,
right,
which is
first-
to eliminate the
to
miscellaneous. Okay.
eliminate the $10 miscellaneous expense per year for the poll workers.
Okay. Is there a second?
I'll make a second. Question, what about the ones that we're getting, the additional, will that cover
They'll still
them?
get that. You mean for
That-
bringing the machines?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a whole, that's a
They'll still
different,
get,
yeah.
So the intent is that you're gonna have some sort of payment, should there be a third one then?
That's already,
They're
but that's
they're
already on here,
the
Frank.
schedule, yeah.
It's already a
It's
machine
already
return.
itemized.
Anyone who returns the machines gets a $10.
Existing thing, okay.
There's
I
already,
think what
they've
this
been
is meant
getting
to,
paid this
Yeah.
for years.
I think,
Until this year,
yeah,
something
it's meant to
happened.
avoid any confusion, because I think whenever the payment went out, maybe they felt that if no one submitted anything for a miscellaneous, that's why the payment didn't go out. They were supposed to just get it. This way, it's just clear, it's part of the base pay, the $10.
yeah, it doesn't affect anything except the poll workers. We're eliminating the miscellaneous $10, and we're adding $10 to their base pay. Everything else stays the same.
And then the existing $25 that goes to the person who actually brings the thing in.
That all stays the same.
That's,
Yeah.
that's all in here. Everything else stays the same.
So we had a motion and a second on the first motion, which was to eliminate the miscellaneous $10 payment.
Okay.
Any further on the question for that? Okay, all in favor, state aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Now, the second,
To add $10 to the poll workers' stipend, salary, what do we call
would
it?
that be the base? Would that be, you consider that the base pay? Is that what that, okay.
So to make the base pay.
Pay.
110.
For the poll worker, $110.
Correct.
Per election that day.
Correct.
that day.
Right, Alicia?
That's correct.
That's correct, yep.
Okay, so that's the motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, on the question? All right, all in favor, state aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Okay. Frank, everything, that's okay? All right, great.
Anything further under new business? Okay, any public input?
Good afternoon. It's nice to be on this side of the aisle. Mr. Shuck, I understand I see you have 3 minutes for me. I have 3 different questions. You allow me Before you was against the 3-minute rule, and now you impose a 3-minute rule?
Well, it's there.
I'm just saying,
certain things, yeah.
I don't think I could
Yeah.
bring everything in for the
Yeah.
3 minutes rule.
No, wait a minute. Is this on?
I believe, is it? Oh.
Have we ever used that for anyone else, though, since we've had these meetings? I don't want to use it for one person if we haven't been using it.
And again, I guess as the chair, I'd invoke it, if I choose to impose on someone who has frankly enacted the rule, I will. I think we can give you more than 3 minutes, Mr. Clausen.
I'm saying there are 3 different questions.
Well, it's not broken down that way, but go ahead. We'll be liberal in the amount of time that we give you.
What I would suggest is, why don't you let it go? And then at some point, if you think it's too long, then you say, we're going to begin the 3 minutes at that point. And then
I don't think it's going to take that long.
All right,
at
Go.
least 3 minutes.
Just go ahead. We'll
Okay. I'm here today to, I didn't bother you guys since you guys took office, and I've been away on vacation, and I thought of me to come in today and make some clarification, all the stuff that was here before. And some new stuff is coming in. First of all, I understand we have a lady who was working on the juvenile, no, it was in the probation office. Where is Lester used to work? Frank, where's Lester used to work for the court? Juvenile or adult probation? Lester, what's her last name? Lester. She sued the county for, what's her name? Esther. Remember, Rick, she sued the county?
I think I was before I was a commissioner.
No, you
But they may have settled it maybe during.
It was settled
Esther-
2 years ago.
Esther Rhodes. is
Yeah,
that-
it was
I
settled
know
2
that
years
there was
ago.
Yeah, the courts made it.
Yeah. And the attorney recommended to pay her $90,000 a lawsuit fee. He sued the court, he didn't sue us, the commissioner. He sued the court and the commissioner. And I understand that she's coming back, and she's getting $8,000 increase. Somebody will sue the county, and we got a lot of these people to come back to the county and be double dipping.
I believe that, well, and those hires are made by the court. We don't
I
get any say
understand,
in that.
but
yeah.
you as a county commissioner, you can say, I'm not putting in the payroll. You can fight that.
Again, I give great deference to the judge if he feels that that's. what he
How
would
can the
say.
judge give $8,000 increase without a salary board?
No, we would have had a salary board for any kind of an increase.
You guys are out of that for salary
Yeah.
board? You guys grant that increase,
To the best of
$8,000?
my knowledge, that was the vacant position, and there was a vacant, we didn't know who was going to fill that position, and it was the salary established for the new supervisor.
Just for the record, I did not vote for that.
Okay,
increase.
but I just wanted the record to get, reflect to get the judge call her and offer her the $8,000 increase, and you, the commission, was aware of what's going on.
Okay.
I mean, it's okay. I mean, how can we give somebody $8,000 increase in the salary board, and you, Chris, too? You was part of the salary board, right?
That was for a vacant position.
It was for,
It was actually
Esther.
3 positions, I believe.
it was for Esther, specifically for Esther. Esther's coming to work next week. And now, I'm an outsider right now, and I know she's coming to work next week, and you guys, as a county commissioner, don't know she's coming to work next week?
If I may say, if I may respond, it was for a vacant position. We had no idea who was the person.
I've been there before you. I was the role of the county for 8 years, and I know the way that this stuff is running in this building, okay? But I think it's a disgrace to have someone coming back and give them $8,000 increase when you sue the county.
Okay.
And the only thing that was done for, to get even a Judge Sakavich. That's the only thing it was done for. Okay, that's the first issue.
Judge Sakavich is not the present judge anymore.
Before, well, I'm saying, Judge Sakavich, the one, he fired her.
Okay.
Okay, I don't know if you know that or not. Okay, so then I refresh your memory, fired her. You know, it was here. Okay, I have one more issue to bring, and I want to clear some stuff for the past, because next time I come here, I'm going to go forwards and not backwards. Okay. I have a question for you, Rick. You know Mr. Collette is your friend, correct?
He's an acquaintance of mine.
Well, you go hunting with him.
Well, and first of all, let me just, and I'd like to talk to the solicitor. Frank, I believe that the set of procedures that was set up at the meeting by Mr. Clausy in the prior administration said that any questions should be submitted in writing to be answered at a later date. Is that correct?
No, I'm a public,
Excuse me.
Has any
Well, of course.
specifically respond to, I think you could just ask that,
Okay.
and for certain, any question that's directed to the board can either choose, you can say, respond if you so choose, you take it under advisement, or you simply choose not to respond.
Okay.
I mean, what's this now? We have to, as soon as it comes here to ask a question, we have to
Well, you
send
go
it
ahead
to...
and ask your question.
Okay, I'm going to ask you, I'm going to ask specifically to you.
I don't intend to respond to any of them, but you can go ahead and ask whatever you want.
Okay. Okay, Mr. Sharp, you ever recall, can you recommend it to Mr. Calera as a county commissioner to send him to Kim Best to sue Northumberland County government and the commissioner?
Okay, next question.
That's the question. You ever recall you sent Mr. Calera to...
I think a lot of these we addressed years ago. I thought we were moving forward rather
I'm
than
asking you the
backward.
question.
Okay.
We here, you are there, I'm here.
Do you have another question? Because you can rattle
I have
them
another,
all
no,
off.
one at a time.
Okay, well, at this point, again, you're asking questions which I have no intention of, nor any, duty to respond to. So if we haven't started the 3-minute clock, go ahead and start it. I'm
So,
not going to sit here through a lot of grandstanding.
are you going to answer the question?
No,
You
I
ever said...
think I said that already. I'm
Oh,
not
you don't want to
answering
answer
any
the question?
questions. I'm not going to answer any
Okay,
questions.
for the record, Mrs. Best, I didn't talk to you for a while. You represented Mr. Calera, you was an attorney, and you have all the right to represent the people, or your lawyer, okay? You ever recall, can Mr. Calera come to your office and say, can Mr. Shockey send it to you for the lawsuit?
That he was referred by Mr.
Yeah, it was referred by Mr. Shockey.
Yes.
Thank you for the record. Okay, at the prison, let's go back to the prison, Sam, to answer your question.
Yep.
I have a question for Vinnie. Are you implying that Kaleda did not deserve representation?
I didn't say that, sir.
Okay.
For the prison, you say it's going to cost $250,000 for the transportation.
Correct, the sheriff.
Okay, the sheriff
Right,
is, okay?
right.
When we did the survey, when we was looking to put the prison in Northwestern Academy or in next to the state prison, and Rick, you know that a lot of the police officers from all over the county, they come in and say the transportation was going to be so much cost to them, he was wrong us to go to the Northwestern Academy, and you was against it that time.
We never talked about
Let
Northwestern
me
Academy.
answer, Vinnie. The person I went to is the sheriff. Sheriff Wolf is the person that's in charge of the transportation from the prison to the courthouse.
Yeah.
So he's the guy that I feel has the knowledge to come up with those figures. I did not tell him to screw those figures one way or
No,
another.
I'm not saying that. I don't know if you figured that out. When the people come from Watsontown, Milton, from all over the place to go to Northwestern Academy, they say they
Correct.
needed 2 more officers to do that. I don't know if you guys figured that out.
You're talking about the individual police departments.
Correct.
Correct. Well, when we also met with the sheriff, one of the things he did tell us was 70% of the inmates from our county prison are from the lower end of the county. So actually, putting the prison down in the lower end is going to defray cost, because most of the police officers from down there were doing the maneuvering and moving. The Watsontown area, up in that area, inmates very rarely have to be arrested and moved into the prison. So according to the sheriff, 70% of what we have are in the lower end. So it actually is going to lower the cost for Mount Carmel, Shamokin, Colt Township, Coltmont, Marion Heights, and so forth.
And the fourth question, and you guys still in record to get the Northumberland County prison in Northwestern Academy, it still is going to cost $15 million, the extra is going to be the $6.5 million you guys buy for the ground, correct?
Correct.
It's going to be $21.5 million. You're still standing to that number?
As far as the purchase price of the buildings, the
fixing, the
168 acres, all the fixtures, everything included, and the remodeling cost, the projected financing is $21.5 million.
Okay, that's everything. To
That's
buy the-
everything up there, yes.
Everything, yeah, up there in the Northwestern Academy. So you recall I had a letter to the editor the other day, and I say, my estimated one we was looking into before, it was gonna be 28 to 31 million. You recall that was in the paper, correct?
I don't actually read the paper that much, but I don't recall
Okay,
that.
so we on the record.
But I believe you.
Okay, we on the record for 21.5 million.
But from what I was told, when you were looking at purchasing up at Northwestern, the price of the property was much, much, much more.
I'm not talking what the property was there. I'm telling you what I was told, what it was gonna cost.
To do what?
To develop a Northwestern Academy. I'm saying, our number
Well-
was so much money to fix it and so much money to purchase them. I'm saying
Right.
that with your number, with the 6.5 million and the 15 million, we had 21.5 million.
21.5 million,
Okay.
approximately.
Okay.
But of course, we haven't put bids out or anything yet.
But you
also.
think it could go up to 28 or 30 million dollars?
It could go up, sure.
Okay, thank you for your time.
Thank you. Is there any other public comment? Okay, if not, then I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Vinnie, also, let me just say this, it could also go down.
Okay.
All right, so
I
that.
just want to make sure the record.
All right.
What was the prison project projected to be?
It was,
When we left off?
it was 35, but what
35
we were
million
being
you
told
left
was
off,
that we were
am I
tacking
correct?
on,
In the public meeting at Colmont, that you said that went up by 15 million.
not
So
50,
his project would be $45 million.
or at least 42.
42 to 46.
Yes.
46 million.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not.
So
That was the project he
regardless,
approved
we will
on the
save money.
contaminated ground, that he paid 5 times the value.
Okay. There's a motion to adjourn, is there?
Motion.
Motion made. Okay, thank you.